Right, welcome back to Daybreak. We are having interesting conversation here. And just like one Jeff Koinange would say, the tweets are coming in thick and fast. Anyway, there's one here that says, Patia Anitarei soda kubwa nitakuja kulipa. I agree with that 100%. I do not believe in Kamwi stays whatsoever. Keep talking to us. The question we're asking is, do you believe, no, what are your thoughts rather? What are your thoughts on Kamwi stay relationships? What are your thoughts on Kamwi stay relationships? SMS 22422, hashtag Daybreak. You can call in on 0719 777 or 0742 961 343, and we're going to sample some of them during and probably also at the tail end of this. In fact, kuna wengine hapa hivi wameandika points. Let me just start with this one as we continue to compile the rest. Wajiko Mugane says, Kamwi stay has changed. It worked back then for our parents because most are faithful. Trying Kamwi stay in this generation is like time wasted. Jerusalem being number one, our interpretation of love is shallow. Number two, we don't take relationships seriously. And she says, number three, we are not faithful. That is according to Wanjiko _Mugane. Keep on talking to us using the hashtag Daybreak. Now, there's an interesting phenomenon that's going on in campus right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're having that conversation also as well. These days, most of the hostels are off campus.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, of course, the parents, hapo kwa nini kuna upkeep,
budget,
kuna pocket money, kuna hii. Some of you are like enough entertainment allowance.
There is. People get that. Wow.
And then there's, you know, the pesa accommodation.
Yeah.
Or hostel. Now, in that hostel, the parent is footing the bill, but there's a Kamwi stay relationship happening there. You wake up in the morning, unaona msichana ametia bidii sana. Anafua nguo. Hiyo ndio imenisumbua kabisa. Anafua nguo maze. Ana mob flow. Jana amekatwa pale tu. And she's 21.
21 is old. There are some who are
19, yes. Yeah, 19, 20. Anita, what do you think about that situation that's going on in campus? Tell us also about some of the experience you have on
campus.
I
wanted to start with I have campus nights on Wednesday, so I host on my show on Hot 96 at night. So I have campus kids who pass by every Wednesday. And I love them because the amount of honesty they have always amazes me. And I realize that I'm old, or the world has really changed, or it's end times. And I love to go with
the end times are here. Men will be lovers of themselves.
Okay, just went south, but anyway.
It's the end time, I'm telling you. Anyway,
So, the other day we had a lady, a very amazing lady, and she told me she got into a relationship the first month of campus. First month.
How old was she?
That is 18. She was turning 19.
Okay.
And I asked her, why did you get into a relationship that fast? She was like, when I joined campus, I realized everybody was dying to get a boyfriend because that's the swag. And you don't want to be a loner. And that comes to the biggest problem in campus, fitting in. You have to find yourself in campus. So you're going to either fit in with the drug addicts, you're going to fit in with the drunkards, you're going to fit in with the crackheads. You have to fit in, but you can't be alone because nobody wants to be alone at all. It's campus. You've heard stories of campus life, how it's fun and everything. You don't want to miss out on that. So she decided she wants to have a boyfriend. And she told me she stayed with this guy for 1 whole year. They didn't do anything more than just pretend they're together, and she used to have to go and stay with his hostel at his hostels most of the times because people have to think you're still together, you know. And even after they had broken up, it took her 2 months to move out because she didn't want to tell people Sina Charlie. You know, she had to wait to get another boyfriend to move out. That's how serious it is. So she got another boyfriend. Now she moved out to the other.
So you now agree with me that there are also ladies
who
do it.
God,
you just made the case. You made the case for us.
But then I asked the guys. And one of them told me he's been living with the girlfriend for almost 4 years in campus. He's in his 4th year.
And then they leave campus and break up.
They live together. So I asked them, what if you got a child? And they were like, tutajua tu maisha ikianza. And that took me back a bit. And I asked myself, as parents, are we even concerned what our kids are doing in campus, Willis? Do you even take time to just drop by campus? Just shock them, surprise them. Be our parents, because our parents would do.
Oh yeah, they'll just show up.
Yeah, like, you're like, hey, you know, you get so shocked, you're always scared. You're like, ota school kitembea kwangu sana kasi usiku, my parents are show up anytime mchana. But now we have these things. And also my question goes back, is it our campuses that really don't have a problem, or they don't care that, you know, Nani is married to Nani because it's a trend? And in campus, it's such a big issue. You want to be married to a senior. Not someone below you. I'm saying married because they're staying together. Willis, these people are a couple. They show up together, they cook together. They're a couple. When you're with someone for 4 years, let me ask you, how much of your emotions do you think you've invested in 4 years? And for a woman, this is a problem. For a woman, they are seeing this long term. Tutatoka campus, these childish dreams. Tutaowana, atapata job poa, I'll find a better. If I don't find a good job, you'll have a good job. Oh, God, those dreams are valid. You know, and then boom, mtoke campus, the guy detaches. Like, oh, babe, life is hard.
Life happens.
Rudi kwanza home tujue maisha inaanza wapi. And you know, that's the end of it. And I asked them, this is what broke my heart. Is there a way we can end this? And the answer was a blunt no. I was like, why? Because I need to go to Zilala Peke Yako campus. And I was like, and they asked me something. Why do they have dispensers, you know, dispensers for what in campuses? And there are a lot of those dispensers. It's like, why do they give us to them if we're not supposed to be using them with each other? What do you want us to do? And those kids got me thinking on such a level, we do not teach them anything. We don't tell these kids about love, about heart. We teach our kids everything other than that. We don't tell them that you can live without a man. We've taught our girls in Kinja campus to get security, even financial security, even your own security as a girl in campus, you need a man. And more so a man who's in a senior class than you. And that's a problem. Because if the girls would say no, then the men would have no one to date. But now the girls are like, hey, me nataka security, nataka in case ata kukuwe na strike, ata nichunga. The excuses they give you, big up your end, you know. So the excuses they give you, you're there thinking, are they too young or naive? Are they misguided? Yes. And you see the girls are so confident and comfortable saying, I would rather stay with someone in campus. I'm going to be safe. I won't get pregnant. Than stay alone, nianze kustruggle. I'm not going to have to sponyo. Then you're like, okay.
But it's okay. It's more or less the same because the parents are now the sponsor.
Whichever way, and even if it is a young guy, you see, it's about how is this relationship? Because you could still have your age mate, but really his function is what somebody else would be playing regardless of their age. Because a girl can be in a relationship with a guy, they're both 25, 24, 23, but she's just looking at this person as somebody who provides. You know, so is it that age will then make him become sanitized so he's not a sponsor to her just because he's 23 and the other guy is 40? I don't think so, because the concept is the same. You're using this guy to take care of yourself.
CJ, let's agree. Sponsorship comes with an age.
Apana.
No.
Apana.
No. It is a function.
It's not.
It is a function.
You're gonna find a 21-year-old in campus who's gonna spoil you the way a 40-year-old
would. Rich kids.
They're rich kids.
That's not his money. That doesn't make him a sponsor.
No.
Let's make this clear.
You said something. You talked about a girl who is living with somebody and she doesn't even want to leave. She doesn't want to get out. She knows there's nothing they're doing together, but she doesn't want to get out because she does not want to be seen like she's alone. And there are also girls who will be like that because they want this person to take care of them financially. What is he doing? The concept is the same, regardless of the age, regardless of anything. You see, we cannot make some sins cleaner.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. You're not going to be telling me right here that the person who got drunk on vodka, you know, he drank something decent, so we're going to crucify the guy in Mukuru who's doing the 10 of the kumi. You know, they were drunkards. 10 over 10.
No, the 10 bomb. The 10 bomb. 10 bomb.
They're both being driven by the same need. They're both being driven by the same need, which is to get drunk. It's just that their social class is different. So the other guy, that's what is available. This other guy, that's what's available. So we cannot sanitize certain other sins. But coming back, you know, I think the moment people get into campus, they're faced with a lot of this freedom. Sometimes they're not prepared for, because their life was structured for them all the way up until high school. They had teachers, they had guardians, they had parents, they had timetables, they had all of this. They had rules, they had laws, they had uniforms. Everything was very structured. Then you take this person from a place where they are so structured and throw them into a place where there is more no structure, and they're supposed to now find their own structure. It's a struggle. Right over there. It's a struggle for them to begin to determine what they can do and what they cannot do. They're battling with the fact that they are changing in age, they're growing, they're becoming more aware. They have got all these girls and guys around them, and they're no parents, and they're no teachers, and there's nothing, and then there's all these possibilities, and it's they're the ones who are forming the rules. And then they begin to realize that actually everything is possible. So, so the peer pressure also comes in. The fear of missing out, as Anita said, also comes in. Some of them, the structures that they had before is what kept them. They had never developed to the place where they could make proper decisions by themselves. They were always doing things because of consequence. Now they've got to make decisions based on conscience, and they don't have the development of that. So there'll be a lot of things that will happen in campus in terms of, you know, people just trying out things because they don't even know themselves. The problem is that they really think that they know everything.
That's the
but they don't even
problem,
know
actually.
themselves.
Yeah.
They think they're adults, they're not there yet. On the other hand, they also want to hold on to the thing that they are young, so they've got to try out this. They're adults, they've got to make their own decisions. They're young, they've got to have fun. That already shows you the confusion that there is. There's an identity crisis over there. They don't know whether they are young or adults. And so when it is convenient, they are adults. They make their own choices. When it is convenient, they are young. They've got to have fun. So they're also battling with themselves over here. And when somebody doesn't know themselves, they're going to make a lot of decisions based on external stimuli. So that is expected in campus. You know, we were going to campus in the days when there was nothing like external accommodation. Everybody lived on campus. So you have the men in the hostels and the ladies. Very few people would probably choose to go out. And maybe if that happened even in those days, we would have the same mess. Now a lot more of the campus students are living off campus. And then they've got this pressure, you know, of they've got to take care of themselves. So you'll have a lot of these arrangements of people trying to see, like, you know, let's put together our money, let's be cooking together, let's be living together, let's be have, you know, they'll have even a wife, but then they'll still be sleeping with other people over there. It shows you they don't know much of what to do with their freedom, but they have a lot of energy right over there. So I think there's the need for a lot of talk to be done pre-campus. There's a need for something to be done. Before, people used to go to NYS, you know.
That was not a good thing.
You're
damaged. You're totally damaged. You're not going to recover from that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there needs to be something that is pre-campus to prepare people for this level of freedom, prepare them for the decisions they need to make, prepare them for the people they're going to meet, prepare them for the budgets, prepare them for actually having to get their money and plan around with their money and know how to use it and not have to do crazy stuff just to try and get the money, because they've moved from a place of being cushioned to a place where you're just throwing them out there in the wild, and they're supposed to go there and fend for themselves. When an animal has been in the zoo for long and you throw it in the wild, you're endangering that animal because it doesn't have the instinct to survive out there in the wild. So we have taken children from the zoo of school and parenting, and then you throw them into the wild. So they go out over there, they'll move from one extreme to the next extreme.
Direct, sharp.
I feel like,
I mean, you want to add something?
No, I think CJ said it.
As you compile the comments.
And I don't believe that we can blame it on the parents either or society. I think also that's a task that has to be also for the kids who are going to campus, because it's up to you to also want to equip yourself for campus, right? And get ready for campus. So let's not always throw the blame to parents and also to society. I think parents are already doing enough and they're paying you school fees, and some of them are genuinely struggling for that. So you also as a person, try to want to know, you know, CJ, you need to want to know. And campus kids, the problem of thinking they know it all is a really, really big mess. A very, very big mess. And society also embracing the madness in campus is also a big mess, you know. We embrace it. We see them on social media, they're kids, and we embrace it. We need to stop embracing it and call it out. The more you call them out, the more they realize they're doing bad things. But if you embrace it, you're like, si mtoto wangu, si sister wangu, they're someone's kid, and at the end of the day, we need to start being responsible for them somehow, one way or the other.
Let's take a look at some feedback and see what people are talking about. I have some tweets and some SMSs. Let's jump in there as we see hapa hivi. Anaitwa Lexil. Hey, Magina. Lexil with 2G. My friend, 35 years, met a girl, 32 years. In January, they're in love. They're already planning for a wedding this September. The guy, my friend, has nothing, but the woman has a good house. All this wedding stuff is pressure from the woman. Is it right? I will answer that. That is Ken Techpreneur says, arbitral marriages or can-we-stay situationships tricky? Are they recognized in the Kenyan law? I'll have to check that out for you. Marwana, so Jason, you are all concentrating on the negatives. There are positive stories of Kamwiste graduating to church weddings. Wajiku Mugara, yeah, that's the one that I read. So, well, I just read it again, no problem. The Kamwiste, okay, all right, cool. Kulexem says, Kamwiste is the best. Even if you divorce, there will be no loss. Interesting. Kennedy Tinder 1 Willis, I foresee situations where bachelors and bachelorettes will be the order of the day. The true love left the scenes of our heart long before we could understand its meaning, and of late we live photocopy lives. Donald Arnold. Okay, I guess let's do SMSs then. Chris Adams Okumu says, people have to be serious. Do not allow anyone to move in till both of you decide that you have a lifelong commitment. And then you didn't leave your name. Kamwiste is bad. Kamwiste is wrong. I did it. 20 years down the line, I'm regretting. My goodness me. 20 years. All right, another one again, you didn't leave your name. Anonymous, you say, marriage in its current form cannot be called anything. Church weddings are alien to us. Customary ones have lost meaning due to greed of girls' parents. Government one is only official but doesn't touch the hearts. So what you call Kamwiste is the real love-based marriage. That's quite interesting. Over there, so there are different angles here, I guess. There's one who said Kamwiste is a good. There are some positive ones.
And some negative ones.
And some negative ones. Well, comme si comme ça, as they say in French. But there's that one who argued that, again, even when you divorce, unaingia tu ukitoka. What do you think, Sicho?
And I think that's what they want. That's what they want. You know, it's a fear of commitment. It's that thing of, I want to have my personal freedom. I want to relate with you on my personal terms. I want to, I don't want to be accountable. I don't want to be held to you. I don't want to feel like I am jailed, like I'm in a prison. I want to have the convenience and the comfort, but I do not want the commitment and the sacrifice. So the Kamwiste then just leaves it there. The day somebody decides, look, I'm tired, then they leave. Now the problem is that because that door is already open, it will actually open wide. The moment you're relating and then you have this thought that I would like to walk out the day I feel I'm bored, it will make you not fight for that relationship. Because you're already in it thinking, you know, if anything just happens, I leave. So you never feel like you want to fight for it. You never feel like you want to resolve issues. You never feel like you need to communicate about things that are bothering you. So you're irritated the first day, and the first thing you're thinking is, what am I even doing in here? You know, that's what happens to people. So you're irritated, and the first thing is you're thinking exit. And you never grow, even as a person. You never grow like that, because even the next person you will meet, there will be challenges. So will you keep on running every time there's a challenge? So the fear of commitment is the reason why the person was saying, you know, this is a very good thing.
So it's all about convenience.
It's all about
that's a problem. It's a really bad. Before we went up, I wanted to give an example of the person who said they've been in Kamwiste for 20 years. I told you, once you're in, you're in.
Said 20 years later,
once you're in, you're in. I know someone who was in a Kamwiste for 9 years, and then the husband got her best friend pregnant. And the husband told her, you know, we're not married, right? So I want to marry this one and see how it works.
After 9 years?
And so she was like, we have 2 kids. What am I supposed to do?
Did you see the thing of somebody who went for a divorce? In
we mentioned it last year. They are not married.
They are not married.
So my friend went to court and she was told, you can't divorce him or sue him. You are actually not married. And she has been very on a rampage of anger. And I told her, that's the problem with moving in with a man who was not ready to commit. A man who wants to commit will show it. He will want to see your people. He will want to show you he wants to commit. And you see, but at the end of the day, this convenience, and as I said when it began, they don't want to be accountable for anything. A marriage is accountability for almost everything. You're in this together for long term. It's not a trial. It's not for when you feel like you can walk out. Marriage and I got a break time, I'm a lunch time. It's marriage, it's full time. You have to work on it. And nobody wants to work on this. People want to be in relationships but enjoy the benefits of being single. And that's why we have come, we stay. I have you, but I can go outside. And I will come back to the point of, are we married? No, then why are you trying to control my life? We are not married. Tunaishi tu pamoja. Brother, unaweza tembea. Ama pia mimi nijisort. No, just sister, it's never that serious, you know. So I said that's a problem. But if you're married to someone atakufukuza, you're like, we are married. We're in this together. So everybody wants that comfortability, that lack of accountability of, I love you. We are staying together, but let's agree. We are not really married. You see? So you can bail at any one point. And that's using someone, to be honest. Because how long should you even stay with someone before you decide you want to marry them? And me, I always say, God bless my soul. If I stay with you for 3-4 years, then you tell me, you feel like, we're in this together baby, for a very long time. it's not working that way.
No exit.
No exit.
So,
ladies, if you're not putting a ring on it, you need to be done over there because at the end of the day, a man who's serious, and we're not putting pressure. You can't tell a man to put a ring tomorrow, but don't move with him either. Sometimes women act desperate. Wacha niende kwake, unajua anaweza pata mwingine, atapata mwingine, atapata tu ukiwa hapo. So don't be moving in with someone because you think they're going to leave you now.
All right. So there are some 4 tweets I'm told we can check out. Yes, sir. Ololo, wacha nione tena. Alex Wiyema, God never envisaged something called can we stay, run from such relationships at the earliest opportunity. Abraham Anasko Keno, Come We Stay is looking for financial support. Donald Arnold, it's all about mentality and maturity. The campus relationship to me is not a come we stay, but instead I call it an adventurous relationship, which is very crucial for emotional growth. SMP2_001, I'm only Joho in disguise. Anyway, marriage is the sweetest thing I have ever got after education.
Is education sweet?
Well, it depends on where you went. Kama Samgituko na some education wasn't sweet, we're in trouble. Because he's the epitome, the prime example. Education personified. Anyway, that's as far as that's concerned. Well, thank you so much for all of your comments. Any final...
We start with CJ. We'd miss you. We start with you.
Well, I just think that we need to realize that in every relationship, you're relating with a person. This is somebody who feels, who breathes, who thinks, who has hopes, aspirations, desires. So if you're not going into it for the right reason, then don't. If you're not willing to work it out, it's not that it will always work out, but there must be the willingness to work it out. If you're not willing to work it out, if you're just wasting the other person's time, then don't. Don't bring somebody into your space, into your house. You know that you're wasting their time. Don't live with them because you're trying, because probably the other person has given themselves in that. So whenever you get into a relationship, get in it to work it out. Yeah.
The reason we have a depressed generation or stressed or people with so many problems is because people have stopped taking people's feelings seriously. You mess so much with someone's emotions and you think it's okay and you move on to the next person. You break so many people. It's wrong to break a person because in the process of their healing, they may get more angry and start revenging with other people. So unless, and marriage is not, people need to get this clear, it's not a trial. You can't do it. It's not trial and error. Trust you me. It's not. If you're not doing it, don't do it. Let's not have 50-50 all the time. Let's not want to have our cake and eat it all the time. With our generation, please. And stop experimenting on people's emotions and stop experimenting with living with people. That's how they end up psychotic and do crazy things. So guys, learn how to love yourself, to live with yourself. For women, ishi peke yako, it's not a disease. You won't die. Live on your own enough to know you. And someone doesn't complete you, they always compliment you. If the makeup doesn't, someone will. Love yourself enough to always be by yourself, by the way. Yeah.
Hapo sawa. Maneno mazito pale. Mine is just to say the same thing. I mean, you could be in one, you could be the group that is watching and saying, wait a minute, but mine worked. Sindo huyu amekaa hapa na mimi. We are having breakfast as we speak. You could be in the group where you're in one and you want to leave. You could be where you just started. In fact, you're just a week old in that house. Either way, you know, you pick every tidbit and everything that has been said out of this conversation. Pick what works for you. And if you have trouble doing so, go ahead and seek further assistance. Do not be afraid to reach out. Don't suffer alone. Sky Pale, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 4 years, and then you leave. You know, there are so many examples, 4 of them, that I can, off the top of my head. Watu walikuwa wachani campus. Saizi, kama Kiingereza na politician fulani. So again, if you need help, just go reach out and talk to somebody. Whether it's your very close friend, your bishop or counselor, by all means, always, like we always say, seek help if you are in some gray area and you don't understand, for clarity. That way you help yourself and you help the community. I can't read what Sam is saying. You want to walk in and tell us? No? Okay. Sam Gituku and Biku are coming up next. And they're going to take us to the top of the hour right here on #Daybreak. You can tweet them at Sam Gituku, or you can follow at Anita Ray, at CJ Atemo, and then you can also tweet at Sam Gituku, at Zinzi_K. And make sure you start with the word Biku, which is her name.